Hi, I'm Brooke Shields, and I'm currently in the Addams family, and I'm here at Broadway.com to have a chat with you and answer your questions. Oh, okay, so the first one I saw was Pippin, and we sat, I sat in the front row to the side, and I thought that because I was in the front row, I had really good seats. And then I saw Hair, if you can believe that. Ooh, Will, give me a couple cocktails and I get very direct in my assessment of people. and it can be caustic and it can be a little bit to the point. And I think that I share that with Morticia because she's not one to mince words. And I, drink my favorite beer, all bets are off. Well, Joel, I now have sort of this, not a responsibility, but because I have two young daughters who were not really as aware of his music because they're so young, I now am sort of taking it on myself to make sure that they know all of Michael's early stuff and his ballads and sort of just across the board, because they know him now through pictures, but they're not as aware of his music as I want them to be. So. It's usually the other way around, that I'm the one that when they come to meet my family, I get really nervous. I did meet this one guy that I was very, very serious with at a time, and I remember they were very, very proper and very sort of preppy and waspy, and I had like black nail polish on and wanted to get a tattoo, and I didn't go over very well, and we didn't end up together. My best advice, Lindsay, is to make sure that she stays in school, or she stays in school, because that's the one thing that this business can't really take away from you is your education. But I would say, with that, study as much as you can and take classes and learn really what about acting and what about performing it as you love, and nurture that. Dorothy, let's see. My favorite song is Ruth Sherwood, 100 Easy Ways was my favorite song. It was in Wonderful Town. And it was just sort of very fun, kind of upbeat. And there was a song that I sang in Leap of Faith, which we did this summer, which was just a duet, but I sang, Can't Get There From Her is a song that, it's an Alan Menken song that I then made it into not a duet, and I sang at Feinstein's in my one-woman show. And it's just a really beautiful ballad. Oh God, surround yourself by people who can help you. I think left to my own accord, I can't really put myself together that well. But I've finally just embraced my body type and what looks best on my body type, and getting a lot of sleep and sort of just being, I find that the more I exercise and the more I sleep, the better and the healthier, but also the younger I seem to feel. This latest mishap, which was the worst, I don't know if I'd call it funny, the caveman in the Addams family has this necklace, and part of it broke off, and it was on the stage, and nobody went and got it. And so during the big tango number, when I spin out from Gomez's arms, I stepped on it and just slid completely off, fell, slid into the wings, and had to kind of twirl back. I wasn't very happy about it, but I didn't get injured, which was the good news. Well, Christy, when one of the things I feel really proud because we were a part of an advertising campaign that was so cutting edge and so new and so sort of unprecedented that I found when I look at them now, I feel that I was really proud of myself that I memorized that much dialogue and that I was able to play that many characters. And so I go sort of more to a personal place with what it was like to work with Richard Avedon and the whole crew. I sort of hope my kids don't want to be actors, but that makes me kind of a hypocrite. So they love watching me in roles like The Addams Family, or my older daughter loves Chicago, and they love, I've done some stuff for Nickelodeon where I play these really extreme, kind of strange characters, and they really love it. I'm not so sure they understand how hard the work is. I know one of them would only want to get the hair and makeup. She just wouldn't want to do the work. And the other one is pretty much a person who wants approval all the time. So I fear that she may want to be an actress. Bradley, I don't get worried about it only because it's all made out of wire, and it's creating an illusion that I have more ample of a chest than I do, so it's not really, there's really no danger of like falling out of it because that's all there is really. Ooh, James, that's a good question. I like to think of myself as one of the moms that the other kids want to hang out with and go do things with, and I sort of get the impression that between Morticia and Wednesday there is this sort of camaraderie that they enjoy, and that she's kind of a cool mom. And I'm really pretty strict in my household, and Morticia is as well. You know, she basically just has to use a tone or point her finger somewhere and the kids come running and they do anything she says. So that's where we're most similar, is I rule with an iron fist in my household. They gave me the okay that if I start to really feel like I have to laugh, I can put my head down on the plate, because it's been getting harder and harder for me to hold it in. And you know, I hate doing that because I feel like it's unprofessional to break the fourth wall like that. But last night, Wednesday, she started saying, she says, I just peed. And then she said it again, and she goes, come on, did anybody else just pee? Did anybody pee? Come on, did anybody pee? And she kept asking the question if anybody peed. And I just cracked up and put my head on the plate, and then I just raised my hand. And she goes, oh, Morticia just peed. So it was one of those, I can't help it. Now I start thinking, I'm trying to think of terrible things happening to like puppies, because I can't, I'm so afraid that I'm just gonna, now just the thought of it makes me want to crack up. Oh, thank you, Berna. No, I haven't. I've done so much dancing on Broadway stages that I think that, you know, if I'd never been on a stage dancing, it might be something fun, I guess, to do, but I've never been asked, thankfully, and won't do it. I think my best work filmically was in Pretty Baby. I don't think I've really I've never had a role that was that sort of beautiful since then, in 40 years or 35 years. And I would say Suddenly Susan was the best comedically that I've ever, was the most fun and the best comedically, but I think the best role I've ever played was Ruth Sherwood in Wonderful Town. To me, that was just, I felt like I walked into something that was just tailor-made for everything that I love and that I can do. Oh, I first thought I was having an aneurysm because what I had memorized and what was in the teleprompter were not coinciding. So I was trying to do two things at once, and all I heard was gibberish. So I thought I was like that woman, that poor anchor woman who was having a stroke when she was reporting, sadly, but she's fine now. And then I looked and I saw Vanessa Redgrave and Angela Lansbury looking back at me, and then I thought I really was dying because they had these pained look on their face. And then when he counted me in wrong the second time, I saw blood and I wanted to kill. And so I sat down, I instantly started texting my husband that I wanted to die and that I just embarrassed myself in front of all the people I, either respect or need. And then he said, well, do you have to get up there again? And I said, yeah, I have to get up on stage again. What do I do? And he said, do something that, is going to be more of a story than you're messing up. He said, curse and you'll be fine. And so my husband's a comedy writer, and so I took his advice, and I think it helped. Thank you so much for your questions, and I hope you all come and see me in the Addams Family. Bye.